Welcome, everybody. I'm Yogi Chris, PhD. This is my show, and I got with me a beast today, Rick Lamore. You may know him by some other normie name of Rick Ivanhoe, who's already that super exotic, like French Islander kind of really cool name. And I never knew how to pronounce it, so I talked like 3 times with him on the phone. And then as soon as I got it, he decided to remember a past life when he was a warrior of great renown, whose name I forget, but I know his last name was Lamore. So hence we have Rick Lamore here, hybridized. He's at a new power level, and he's coming to Beast Phase 2 this month. And he's been on the Beast process for a long, long time. So here he is, local celebrity Rick Lamore. How's it going today, brother?
I'm doing very well, brother. How are you?
Well, I feel strong, disciplined, and yet I see where there's weaknesses, and every day I'm excited to tackle them and just submit them and even coax them sometimes, like how I would train an animal or something, but positively. Like I feel as if I'm training myself like I'm an animal.
Really? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
dope,
yeah.
man. That's dope. I actually feel like that too. It's like I see myself like a puppet and I'm just controlling myself somehow,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's really, I get this, what like I call like alien eyes or something. And
What's that?
just like looking at myself usually from either high altitude or just like zooming in
Yeah.
and kind of from the perspective of like observing an animal, but also observing an animal from another planet, so they could be totally different, not just like a unique animal, just like what are the animals like on this planet.
I see. Wow.
Yeah, so it's just a glimpse. I don't work with it too much, but I have time to play with that. I think that AZD, I brought it up like the imagination thing, with the meditation that I'm doing and all the creation exercises that we do. Always try. I would say always involved in it. Obviously, I fall out of it. I go back into mundane living, which really the outside doesn't change at all. It's just how I'm viewing it on the inside. Am I imagining or am I just like receiving? And so when I meditate, I get these images in my mind too, but that's part of the meditation, just focus on the mantra and then forget the rest.
Yes.
Phase 2 has all this relaxation. It's blending where it's like, it's sometimes like what I was telling them, it's like, I don't know if I dreamed this or if I night dreamed this or if I had a vision or if I was brainstorming. I forget where I got this vision. And he was like, cause it's all blending together, right? It's like, and I'm like, yeah, man, life is becoming a fantasy.
Yes.
And so that's, I'm like, I'm exploring that, how to integrate also now that I'm in a dream world. Okay, now let's put some money in women because it's my dream.
Right.
And it's like, okay, watch the world catch up to my dream as long as I hold it, create, can stay consistent and hella communicate. That's the thing that's been nerve wracking, is just pushing to the next level of more communication lines, cleaner communication lines. And there'll be hiccups along the way, dramas that throw me off my center a little bit. And that's the practice. I get triggered sometimes, I'm not perfect.
Yes.
It's weird. It's insane. And I hate it, but that's just what it is, like growing, I make it sound like I'm insane. I'm not. It's just like little things that catch me down and I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. And it's not until after the emotion passes that I can see maybe what happened.
Yes. It makes sense to me because I'm on a similar process as you. So I can definitely relate to a lot of the things that you're saying right now. So
sure.
Yeah, one of the things that
I want to know your process. I want to hear you talk about what you do.
Yeah, so pretty much I go online then every single day and I hear AZD talks about his process, and a lot of the things that he's doing, I try to implement it into my process, and I can see a lot of the results. Like for example, he talks about destroying all the evil inside of him, and that's something I never thought about until recently when I started myself getting rid of all the deep rooted negativity in myself. And I began to see how it's affecting me and my relationship with other people. And my communications is just cleaner now with people. It's because I'm becoming more clean in myself. And I'm getting rid of all these little thoughts and images that I'm so used to, that just made their home in myself, and I'm trying to every single day working on getting rid of them one by one. And it takes a lot of effort, a lot of focus, and a lot of awareness, I would say. because it's sometimes it's like you said, it's you catch it after. It's like after I say something, after I react to something, that's when I'm like, oh, why did I do that? I know better, and I'm very hard on myself in everything I do. And that also helps me to kind of really get the process going a little, not quicker, but it just gives me more awareness, because I'm always hard on myself when it comes to those things, like getting rid of negativity in myself and bringing positivity instead of negativity and
It's interesting.
all that kind of stuff. So
It's almost like it's its own
great.
negativity. It's like it's
Yes.
like negativity about getting rid of negativity.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. It's like a whole spiral of like,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it's like how we learned.
Yeah,
like,
it's been.
Yeah. Go. Sorry, please.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
I
listening.
think there's a lag. That's why I cut you off. It's a little behind, I think.
Oh, my fault. Is it okay now?
It caught up. Okay, it's back. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, it's better now. Mhm.
I think it's a little better. I was gonna say something like, it's like Pavlovian conditioning or whatever we learned through wrong incentives, through like maybe pain incentives or something like that. So we learned to correct ourselves through pain almost. So then, yeah, it's like suppressive way of learning, really. But then I don't want to be like a sissy either. I mean, how else would I have learned wrestling or fighting? I don't know. It's, I try not to be too hard on my ancestors for how hard they were, or, life was hard. Like, it's getting better, I think.
Yes, it was.
Like, but that's it. It's the getting down on yourself, even when you're winning, like it's getting down. It's amazing. That's so quick to correct my win. Right.
How so?
Wasn't good enough. Like, as soon as I say the win, I'm like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. I could have blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like right into improvement. And I mean, I know there's a different way. I was hanging out with AZD yesterday and the guys, two of the guys, Fernando wasn't here, and we were eating lunch, and it was cool, man. It was probably the best vibe conversation out like ever. And it's amazing. We were like prisoners outside of our cell. I recorded it, actually. It's in the behind the scenes for this month. And I noticed my contribution to the conversation was unlike ever before. I mean, I've been pretty antisocial for like ever now, like since the beginning of quarantine. I had a girlfriend. She traveled with me everywhere for some time. And then I started collecting girls in Houston. And then I moved here and just started doing my thing here. And, I just don't go out. Like, if they can't come to me, I won't. I won't. That's what it is. I'm just not going anywhere to get anybody.
I see.
And I got a safe temple here. Like, I don't even want to go to groceries. But maybe I'm changing that. Things are starting to gradually open or whatever. So that's not a problem. But I forgot what I was saying before that was, remind me.
Oh man, I was so lost in the story. Yeah,
it was the beast. It was the phase 2, and getting hard on myself. Huh?
Yeah,
getting hard on myself.
You were mentioning something about relaxation, and phase 2, a lot of relaxation, something like that.
Okay. Well, I could just change it up with that, because that's, girls. I remember girls coming here and like, being a stable hub, really. Yeah, man, there was some great idea, but I went off the illusion. The girls in the mind distracted me. I started thinking about girls and I got distracted. I distracted myself. That's absurd, right? They have nothing on me. It's just me confusing the fuck out of myself, with them. So anyway, yeah, relaxation is a big part of it. There's a lot of releasing, a lot of healing, integrating. We tapped into an energy and, just refamiliarized ourselves with it. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is coming up. You were talking about, I remember, because we were out and we hadn't been out. And I remember my contribution to this conversation was pretty powerful. I said some things that like they reacted to, and I was like, it's good. But then I noticed there were like 3 moments that I don't even remember. One moment I remember I overreacted to my hand touching the hot plate. And there were one or two other moments that I was like, those were out of character, slightly, unbeknownst to me until I fucked up. I didn't know. I need the outside situation to see that part of my program.
Yes.
You know.
Now, when you say like out of character, are you speaking from the character that you are trying to create?
What I'm noticing is that my natural being, because I was very free, not trying to be such a cool guy, and I was being very cool, and it was showing.
Right.
You know, it's rare that
Right.
you make Arash laugh, like a sincere laugh. He laughs politely a lot, but so I thought it was good, and it happened a couple of times. The guys reacted, blah blah blah. I know when you can feel when something's cool, and but then the out of character was that lowered the cool factor each time. I felt it.
I see. Okay.
You know, and it's okay. We don't care. Like coolest guy, not coolest guy. If you're loyal in the code and you're on the process, like everybody's on a process. So, you know, we bear with each other to the degree. Sometimes I hang out with the younger guys. I won't name them, whoever they are when they're here. And it's embarrassing because they're social violations sometimes. But it gives me a good reference because I know what it's like AZD hanging out with even me. I'm 9 years younger than him and much less in the game. So it's like, I know I violate. I feel it sometimes. It's embarrassing. But other people don't react the way he does. But he's hella cool. I mean, he's hella cool. He's a reflection, not of one super hot girl, but a reflection of 6 super hot girls. So imagine hanging out with a super hot girl, her counterpart. Now 2, 3, 4, 5, like it's the counterpart of 6 hot girls. So that's intense. He when you realize his cool factor, he's very, very cool. Like the references is what you get. It's the reference, you know, because the reference just disappears when he goes. It's like if you design something and you don't photocopy it and then the original copy burns, you have to redesign it from scratch. Maybe you remember it, but if it's let's say you die and we have the first copy, but then all the copies are burned, we have to start from scratch. That was like Good Will Hunting, like the story. That's what you reminded me of was Good Will Hunting when you were talking about MIT and these guys and gals are so cool with you. That's like Good Will Hunting. He was at wherever he was, Harvard or whatever. And, you know, he solved the math problem that the other professor couldn't solve. And the guy, it was a joke to him. And then he burned the paper and the math professor got all upset. Why are you doing that? And he's like, man, I could solve this again. You can't solve it. That's why you're upset about it. I'll just burn it.
Right.
Right. So that's like AZD is like, man, if he's gone, then what happens? We have videos or whatever.
Yeah. I actually think about that sometimes. I'm like, what's going to happen? You know, because obviously it's going to happen. Like, what's going to happen after it's gone? Like, where's the reference going to be now? You know? Yeah. I often think about that actually.
We got to base up. We got to base up. Everybody's got to base up.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I've been talking with guys more in depth now. I don't know. Are you willing to move to LA or what do you think about that? Phoenix, Denver, Tampa?
Moving there?
For a year.
Not sure, but what's the time frame are we talking about?
A year, as soon as you can.
Oh, nah, it's not possible right now because there's a lot of commitments already done here. But in a few years, definitely.
Well, in a few years, there'll be like massive temple cathedrals built, you know, just castles already. But maybe you can move into one of the castles.
Oh, if you're talking about if you're talking about the IMC like community, then hell yeah, like like,
oh yeah, in Utah for sure. No, I mean like a base, like 2, 3 other guys get a house, you know, move somewhere for 12 months, rent a room, you know.
I see. Oh, okay.
Full ecosystem, or start one there and attract people to Boston.
Actually, I was actually thinking about that. That's a possibility.
I want to host.
With the housing.
I want to host a call with all the qualified people and start organizing because people don't know. I'm telling people now because I didn't realize not only is it DHV, but I just didn't really think about it. But this whole base project, I led it. Base 1, I led. You get it? I led this to happen. AZD planted a seed.
Wow.
Maybe that's the leader. Maybe that's really the leader. He planted a seed. He's more like the mystic sage that just passed me one day at a LA Hollywood event and said, hey, you 5 guys, you get a house, blah, 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 game, blah, blah, blah. That's it. And I was like, I'm doing it. And then I broke up with my girlfriend, and then I was touring, and then the quarantine happened, and I was like, when the fuck is this going to happen? And meanwhile, anyway, long story short, then he dropped out, and then I got him back on. Sorry, it's 5:01. You got to go?
No, I mean, the person's not here yet, so I guess we still got some time. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, Zoom is delayed on the phone. So is Instagram, brother. Instagram's hella delayed. So I think Zoom is best. It'll catch up. So yeah, he dropped out, and then I talked him back into it. He came back. So, and everybody had a role. I mean, AZD was the attractor. I mean, nobody was doing it just to do it. And he was putting his effort, energy into it, talking about it. So that was encouraging me. In a way, he's leading that, but I led the like project, the bricks and mortar, boots on the ground project. And, you know, Sultan took control of like bills and the lease and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the other guys have their roles. So that's what I told to Alec, and Alec was like, "Oh man, you just gotta start. You just gotta find a house, put a call out. People come.
Yeah.
Who's coming?
Yeah.
People drop out
right away.
Everybody's nervous. Nobody wants to commit. It's a risky thing.
Right.
So you know, there's that. But everybody has more to risk from flaking than. I mean, it's easy to say no, but nobody's gonna flake. The people that I would invite to the call have done multiple boot camps, beast camps. And there's like 40 or 50. Who's European, subtract them. Who's married, doesn't want to move, subtract them. Everybody else, where are you located? Okay, where do you want to locate? Okay, when can you start? Okay, find a house. It's just step 1, step 2, step 3. Check it out. Go see the house. Sign it. You're in. Get utilities. You're in. Okay. Now what? Now you're in a base. Now you started a base, and then it's like you're beasting around each other, business around each other, women around each other, half off coming to beast camps. I'm sure if it was more well organized, I know the guys are staying in Roswell, slightly out of convenience, but also it is technically a base, but it may be very semi-permanent. So there's like no signed lease commitment thing kind of going on there. So they still got half off, but I would suggest that if you start a base, that you'll probably get something private attention from Arash on how to do it, you know, because that's the goal, right? That's, I don't think you'd have any problem with that. So it could just be as simple as training us, and then you guys get to attend online for that. Like it would, the next level opens up for me to lead you guys to do this. You know, I'm very interested in multiple bases for my own selfish interest, and then it serves everybody. So, you know, that's all. You know, I'm excited about it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, bases are very, very. I think it's one of the best ideas, because even when I was over at the base back in September, I could see how this could work out amongst Beast and Brothers, where everybody's on the same page and everyone's on the same process. It makes it so much. I guess you could see the progress so much quicker, and it's gonna be more like a smooth process, because everyone is on the same. Everyone's disciplined there. Everyone respects each other. There's respect, and we just have that understanding amongst each other that I could see it would definitely work. Versus, let's say you go live with some strangers. I know I've lived in houses with other guys before, and it's not the same as that. It's nowhere near the same as the base. And you know, there were moments where I realized that, you know, they don't really respect each other, and there's no really established rules or anything like that. So it was just a mess, really. And when I came to the base, I was like, well, wow, like even with like 12, 15 guys in a house, I still felt like I had my own space, and I could, you know, still navigate with no problem. And yeah, it was great, man. And I think everybody should be in a base together. Definitely. Just find like the couple guys you click with the most, the ones you feel like you could interact with the best, and just have a base together, and boom, there you go. But it would have to be, I think, with the people that you enjoy being around. To me, that would be important.
That's true. For me, the selection of those people were the people most dedicated to AZD, because I knew that's what would
I
make
see.
it the smoothest, cleanest, easiest.
Yes.
And that is what holds it together when there's been conflicts between guys. I've had conflicts with
Yes.
Cortez twice. I've had conflicts with Sultan like once or twice. And AZD's never stepped in ever. One time I asked AZD advice about one thing that I said, and he said I did it right. And, you know, so there is growth in navigation. You learn to have a cushion and, you know, you just learn boundaries. It's really a great learning experience. Evolving, really. I mean, yeah, for sure, man. Well, we got some other beasts on. We could even open it up. I mean, if you're,
Yeah, I'll take 1 or 2 questions. My ride's here. I told him 5 minutes, so it's all right.
Yeah, right on. Well, I mean, my question would be how, first of all, you're wearing your brand right now, right?
I just made these up for just like anything that comes off the top of my head. I just make it. I don't have an official brand, but I help people that have brands. I help them, you know, I design it for them and then I put them on whatever they want. But I just make my own stuff. I don't have a specific brand. I just, you know, it's making the noise now. Do you hear like a weird noise?
I heard that one thing. Yeah, it's not continuing. Oh yeah, I hear a little thing.
Okay. I'm gonna switch to my phone now.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, George, Mr. Damari and Mr. Phillips, you're here also. Be prepared if you guys want to hop in on this conversation after Rick Lamore hops off. We'll continue this. Beast Talks. Beast Talks. You guys there? Just leaving work? Mr. Damari, what are you doing? You at work? Maybe this is just Beast Talk. Singular.
Yes, sir. I'm leaving work right now.
Right on.
Yeah, heading home.
Right on. Well, we'll see you in a little bit. We'll just wrap it up with Rick.
Yes, you had a question for me
sideways
about
with the phone. That's even better. If you can
Excuse
go
me?
sideways with the phone, that would be better.
like this.
Turn it on its side, 90 degrees. So
Oh, like this.
Yeah. If it.
Okay, that's the
screen
crack
rotates.
on the front of my screen.
Yeah.
So you might see that glare.
There it is.
That's
Yeah,
'cause
there's a little glare. That's all right. You know,
Yeah.
put the light behind you. Yeah, right on. Well, so that the clothing you're wearing now is like someone else's brand and you designed something for it, or is it? It's nothing. So it's just your design.
Yeah, I designed this, but this is just something that I was just thinking about, and then I'm like, huh,
Yeah,
that would
man.
look cool.
Man, at the very
It's like-
least, that's Rick Lamore brand. I mean, if Calvin Klein's got a brand, that's Rick Lamore, dude. If that's just off the top of your head, that's imagination made real. I just looked at your
Right.
mind. Most people can't see each other's mind. Sometimes we can hear each other's mind because we talk, but I just
Right.
looked at your mind.
Really, with this
Man, that's your mind. Where did it come from?
screaming right now, yeah. This is like some Medusa kind of Rasta mix.
Yeah,
I just thought it made it. Yeah, it was cool. And this hat, I was doing some practice stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so me and AZD, we're actually thinking of well, he brought up the idea of me doing something like that for IMC, and I've actually started some projects, and I'm not gonna. Rick, are you naturally creative? I would say yes, but growing up, I never really tapped into my creativity until actually very recently when I started making clothing. Because of the way I grew up, I was never really. I wanted to like I wanted to do a lot of stuff when I was a kid, but we never had the means to purchase them. Like I wanted to know how to play guitar. They never bought me a guitar. I wanted to learn how to paint. They never taught me how to paint. So I would just, me and my brother, I was telling him about this the other day. We actually used to we created me and him, we had this whole another world that we would just tell each other about. Only me and him knew about it. We had a bunch of characters in it. And it was, we had like a whole story going on. And that was our own way to be creative, you would say. Because we had nothing really. We had nothing much to do. We had no electricity, nothing. So we just sit in a room and talk all day, and we would just do that. So
That's the
yes,
means.
I am naturally creative. Now I'm finally tapping into.
Fuck yeah. Right on. I think that's the means to it, is really a lot of communication is a means to really create. Although I guess there's many creative people that don't seem to talk much. So maybe that's
Right.
not. For
Right.
me, it has been. So that's at least one way. You know, the more I communicate, the more clear I get on different mental images and analogies. And, you know, it seems like the words are the handles to the mind. So I can move my mind when I find the words that moves it in, and then I can, that's how you can like talk yourself into and out of states.
Yes, yes,
You know,
definitely.
or talk therapy or whatever.
And I hear you do that sometimes. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And AZD, obviously, yeah, he does that very well.
Well,
That's something.
Dude, it happened earlier this episode. I got hypnotized out of my own fucking point.
I noticed it.
I
was
caught
it in the beginning when you were telling me about, I asked you, yeah, I said, I'm very well. I'm like, how are you? And then you were like, oh man, I'm feeling strong. And then you went, I was like, whoa, that's so dope. The way you just described it, you know?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Even I was lost in the trance too. Like, I was like really like into it.
Hell yeah. You know, AZD said like on the lecture today, I was trying to figure out, why did he call my name? And he was like, Yogi Chris. You know, Yogi Chris has this tribe, a Golden Mountain, blah, blah, blah. And then he just like went off on something else. The way AZD talks, and then of course he went right into his temple. You can't help but hear, but be influenced. Can't, like, you'll see by the time you get to the master, you've been influenced. And so I know AZD is incredibly generous and also very precise and very intelligent. He talks in layers and can speak to people so that they know they're being spoken to, but nobody else knows that that they're being spoken to specifically about certain things.
Yes.
And it's not about calling me out. It was about calling up my attention. Hey, what I'm about to talk about is relevant to you. And it was a bunch of things. It was embarrassing things, actually. I don't know if you knew, he was correcting me a lot right after that. And it's a high level of perception only available to when you're around someone that communicates so well. Because I don't even know if I can do it. But at some point, he said something like, oh, when he described his temple, like, you can't help but be influenced when you hear it, when you see the words on the wall. Don't look, don't listen, or you'll be influenced. This is what I'm teaching you. But I read it as, I mean, he was saying that to everybody, but why did he just call me out? And then that's the next thing he said. And it made me flash.
Oh,
you know,
that. Wow.
I think he's because what I think it's happening is, I think sometimes it happens to him. Like I do it to him, not knowing.
I see.
It just happens a little bit when I'm not trying. Trying makes it cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just osmosis effect almost. I'm just like mirroring how. But then there's incongruencies. Like I'm close to the character, so I'm mirroring the character a lot, but then I have incongruencies, my character flaws that, man, they hurt. Fuck character flaws, man.
Yeah, definitely. And me personally, in this whole process, I'm becoming, how do I say this? It's more like I am accepting myself and owning myself to a certain degree, where like, it's like, okay, for example, let's say I was talking about how at my job, how I became very different in the way I interact with people and stuff like that. And it was really just a switch in the mind where I just said, you know what, I'm working here. Obviously, it's not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But while I'm here, what can I do still where I can become the best version of myself while I'm at work still? Because usually before, when I used to go into work, it was just like, it's like, oh, here we go again. Like, okay, you know, it was like that. But now it's more like, okay, I'm coming in today. I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to interact with people, make some connections, meet some new people. And just with that mindset, man, it's like I'm running on automatic, and the time passes by so quick now. It's like 8 hours. It feels like 3 hours. It's because now I'm having more fun. It's great. And I'm actually doing the work. And even the way now people interact with me, it's so different. And a lot of it I initiated. For example, when the people come towards me, I go inside. I'm like, okay, just posture up, smile, just clear your mind and just have a genuine conversation. And then just that kind of mindset has really changed my condition at work. And I've actually been asked for promotion twice, which I declined because that would mean less time to handle my business if I do. So
Wow.
it's just great, man. I don't really know what's happening. I'm aware there's something happening. I don't really know exactly what it is, but it's just so great. So I'm like, I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right.
Well, you're on a path
So
with people ahead of you so that you can check and see. They've been doing it longer. You can check and see what does this ruin a person or not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even now when someone's rude here and there, it's like it's not even personal at all anymore. Before I used to think like if someone's rude, I used to be like, oh, they're rich or whatever, like they're probably like looking down on me or something like that. But now it's like it's gone. Like I don't even think like that anymore. If they're rude to me or something like that, I'm just like, yeah, he or she's probably having a bad day or something like that. And I mean, most of the people there are cool. They're like college students, freshmen to like seniors and stuff, but still.
Yeah, dude, you're like their role model. You're fucking hella cool, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm feeling cool too when I'm over there. Like people are coming in. Hi, Rick. They actually go out of their way to say hi to me, and it's like I'm getting a lot of I don't know, man. It's like now people see other people. Like I was holding court with 5 people, like legit 2 days ago. It's like, whoa, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And I became very aware of my delivery, my pacing, and all that kind of stuff. I know when to be quiet in a conversation, and I know when to engage. I make sure I contribute properly. And like AZD was saying today, he was saying something like, don't talk about anything negative, something like that. I have to go watch that again. But he gave some tips on how to be like in a conversation. So I think I'm going to have to go back in that and start implementing that. And also, even when it comes to the mystery method, I'm seeing that also it's becoming so easier now to deliver it, because I've actually been doing that at work. And it's so smooth now, because it's like I'm not even trying to get something out of it. I'm not looking for a result. I'm just here interacting with people. I'm just here to make new friends. And just that mindset, man, really made a whole lot of difference. So
yeah, man.
I'm
yeah.
right, I guess.
You're one of the guys that, the more people, the more you see as power. So it's better, the more people around you. So, where I'm talking with AZD, I'm trying to get an app developed so that, we can all stream and people can just get the app and see you stream. So you could just teach what you just talked about. People would show up for that. So,
But how I teach something if I'm not aware of how I'm doing it?
well, you just talk about your growth. You just talk about, man, that was so smooth.
Okay.
This and that. You just use the words to describe how to be, because I just changed how I was being, because your words describing your experience are the code to your experience.
Okay, I guess I had the wrong ideas about teaching, because every time I hear the word teach, I see like a stage.
We'll just have a show,
teaching somebody.
Yeah. So maybe that's not the best word.
Yeah.
Do broadcast, stream your mind. Get your mind out there.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of doing a podcast. I don't know if AZD mentioned that in the tribal council. I want to call it what's it called again? Man, I am fed up. I don't know if he mentioned that, but I wanted to create a podcast for like 10-15 minutes where somebody hops on and just talk about something you're fed up with. I don't know, it could be anything. Like I'm fed up with I don't know, like politics or like whatever you want to talk about. Just kind of rant for like 15 minutes. And I think that would be like a very cool idea, until one day somebody just hops on and say some really controversial shit and it just blows up,
Yeah, man, you would definitely find boundaries there.
Yeah, because I see a lot of podcasts. I mean, they're cool and whatnot, but I personally haven't seen a podcast where someone can just go and just rant. I think like to release some kind of that energy. But yeah, I think Miracle J wants to say something.
Yeah, that would be entertaining too. Very entertaining. The thing about the podcast,
hell yeah,
I'm gonna, man, there's so many things to get organized. I want to organize the forex guys. There's like 8 or 10 forex IMC guys, and I'm like, man, I just want to get all these guys on a Zoom call and just have a mastermind, quick 30-hour mastermind group, and see what comes up of it. I don't know what comes up of it, and then all the guys basing up. So, can I speak to Rick?
That's dope.
Jason, go ahead. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I just want to mention to Rick real quick. He said, he couldn't see himself teaching anything when you mentioned about him talking on the show or whatever. Well, bro, like I would be interested in listening to you talk exactly what Chris said about your process, bro. Like seriously, when AZD called on me to speak the other day, I don't fucking specialize in anything, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna talk about. Like me speak. And that talk that I gave was like what I observed and what I've been through while going through this process. You know, I talked about the guys coming in and out, what I experienced when I'm tapped into the beast, and just my experience.
Yeah.
And seeing you and like even from the beginning, bro, all the stuff that you were doing, like going to the park and pushing yourself, I would be interested in your mindset and what you got out of it and what you felt. Like a lot of people reached out and like after that talk that I gave and told me how it impacted. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So you got a lot to say, bro.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, but well, no but here. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna use that word. It's for example, when people say all those things like I went to the park, I'm doing all that. To me, I still in my head felt like I wasn't even doing enough, and it's always been like that with me. It's like I'm doing like a bunch of things where other people are like, man, that's so dope, that's so cool. But to me, I'm not saying oh it's whatever. Like I'm cool. Like it's just like I'm like really. I'm like wow. Like in my head, it's like it's not even that great, you know. But so I always like that. That's what I'm trying to get rid of in myself, which is that negativity, that self-talk, which has really made me not aware of all the beautiful things that I actually have going on in my life. And it's the beasting process really helped me with that. And now that I'm talking about it, I can see myself now in the, you know, talking about my process now, which is what I'm doing right now, which is crazy. But yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, man. Like for instance, I have the exact same thing. People like show me reverence when they talk about, or when I talk about like how I overcame my injury and shit that I did. Like people talk about me doing
Yeah.
burpees and stuff like that. Like I'm like, I still wasn't doing enough, bro. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't like that wasn't like in my head, it become like so mundane that I'm like, fuck, man, I want to be revered for doing like some extraordinary shit, bro.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel
I get it,
I
man.
feel that 100%. I feel that. But I think it's the conditioning, man. I think that's what it is. We've been conditioned to always think, you know, we're not good enough. And I mean, I was, man, I'm not gonna say worse than anybody, but people used to look at me and think like, oh, you know, he looks good, he's had it all, but they're not in here, man. They don't know what's going on in this motherfucker here, which is crazy, you know? So it's like, every time I hear someone like say some reverent stuff in my head, I'm like, okay, you just don't know. But yeah, man, thank you, Miracle J. I actually have someone waiting for me outside, guys. So I gotta go. I feel bad having them wait. It's been over 10 minutes, but that was a really great talk,
man.
Chris.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I kept you much longer. I don't know how I knew I would, but I'll be more responsible
I
next
kept
time.
myself, man, because I really enjoyed that. It's all right, man. It's all on me. I really enjoyed that talk, man. Appreciate it. And now I'm gonna have a better interaction now.
Yes.
In that meeting versus, you know, if I didn't do this. So
yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that. Yeah, good. Enjoy.
Salute.
Salute. Brothers Jordan Damari, Jason Phillips. You guys are Johnny Freedom Ranger. This is Beast Talks. I'm just talking for a minute, and then you guys talk, and then we just talk. We can even talk about the podcast that we're going to create or the app that we're going to create. How do we make it happen? Meanwhile, I'm going to roll a spliff. Who wants to start? You got to turn your video on, though. That's the obligation. But if you can't, that's okay. So you don't have to.
The app that you're talking about, is that the same idea that Arash AZD was talking about, the IMC TV thing, like where everyone would have their own segment, or is that something different?
I'll tell you what, it's very similar because the TV station, he never said what it would be called. I came up with the name IMC TV. He wants to call it IMCNation.tv. And then brainstorming with my podcast app, apprentices, my podcast app apprentices. I don't think anybody had the idea. I think I had the idea actually of an app. Oh no, somebody had the idea. I think it was Palacio or somebody that was like, what if there was an app that, get this? It was kind of, I thought it was a silly idea, but he was like, what if you had an app that it was on your phone, and when you tapped it, it took you to the Arash Sapar website. And I was like, you mean an app that it just takes you to a website? He was like, yeah, because I don't want to have to like log in every time and like type in the URL and this and that. And I was like, man, why wouldn't you just have the app just like a podcasting app? You have all the videos on the app. So you log into the app. You don't go to a website from the app. Why would you have an app go to the website? There's the website app. So you have an app that streams all the videos. You need a platform or a server or something that you stream the video audio from. All the lectures could be on there, subscription material, podcasts. It would be like a private podcasting app for IMC TV. It'd be like the IMC TV app. And what was so cool, this is what blows people. This is what people are like, yeah, that'd be cool. This part is there's like a schedule, right? Or like a calendar or something. And it's like when the show is Jason Phillips at 4 p.m. tomorrow or whatever. You tap it, it somehow registers on your phone calendar so that it locks you in. Like you'll get a reminder when the show starts, there's the link, so it's integrated with your phone calendar. That's what will take it to the next level. That's where Rick Lamore could just show up, have a show. Anybody could show up, have a show. You need a following. So like people need to show up. And if nobody shows up, someone else gets your time slot. And you'll get another chance later. There'll be maybe like an open mic night or something. And the app, maybe it's free, maybe it's $5, maybe it's $2 a month. Who knows? IMC TV. Something like that, I don't know what my role would be in it. Maybe I have some shows or something, or manage people. I'm more and more interested in dialoguing with people and less of the tech stuff, right? I think everybody could show up and start talking about things and broadcasting it to their audience. Who knows? Maybe it's a free app and there's just subscription level material. That way everybody could just, hey, here's my show, here's the link. And then maybe you don't have to worry so much about posting. As far as like grabbing more audience, it would be something like leveraging your audience, going to people that you are already connected with to come to your show. As far as getting like the recording to post on like Spotify or some, other platform, that could be on the individual to post their own stuff. Or I don't know. Maybe we could have a team of apprentices there is a podcast channel also for certain shows, or who knows? It's the game of getting attention and collecting their attention and funneling it somewhere and leading them somewhere. And don't lead them nowhere. But we got somewhere to lead them. We just got to get their attention and make it easy for them because they're so distracted. So that's me going on a rant right there. Johnny Freedom is got his video on. Jason, do you have any more on that?
No, that was it.
What do you think about that idea?
I think it's a pretty cool idea. Especially if someone in particular from the IMC Nation, let's say they're getting a lot of attention and people are interested in that person, and they can just go to an app and, this person's going to be on at this time. They get a reminder, and that will capture a lot of attention. And Arash AZD also says, we're all going to, as Beasts, as part of IMC Nation, we're going to make money. So if there is an option for a subscription or like exclusive content, that could be a part of that. It's all coming together.
Yeah, it's coming together. I don't know what the app capabilities are. If everybody could have like some kind of membership tier content, perhaps how big the app would need to be. Maybe it's anything. We would need to talk to like an app designer or something like that. And that's really, that's where that's at. I think, everything you just said, It's an idea. It's very similar, let's say, to social media that says, like, gives you notifications or whatever, but you can't rely on social media. I think the idea really spawned during shadow banning, and then they unshadow banned us. But then they kind of still fact check you and partially shadow ban you sometimes. It's just like inconvenient. And then as far as like a newsletter or something, or getting somebody to a .tv website, it's the same problem. Like Palacio was saying, was like, you got to type in a URL, go to a fucking website, log in. It's like annoying. I'm already on my phone too much. I just want an app that's right there. I tap it, I'm logged in. I tap it, it's playing. And, I think people will be willing to pay for that because they get advertising on YouTube anyway. You got to pay not to get that. But I think having free level content is important for this level stuff, just like a video blog would be free. And it's just working with an app designer. And then how much do we pay to have like an app built for it? So I need to talk with AZD. I mentioned it already once. I'll talk again with him. All right. Now we got 3 beasts. This is like roundtable, like all those other motherfuckers are doing. Everybody's doing a fucking podcast now. Yogi Chris has been doing a podcast for 3 fucking years. Yogi Chris has 666 podcasts out there. Go figure. Everybody's doing podcasts. Everybody's a podcaster now. It's all on their Instagram profiles. Podcaster, ebook author, self-help personal development coach, beast fitness. And then the last thing will be what you actually do, which is like, I do yoga as a PhD, whatever. What's going on, everybody? I mean, it's really just us. Who knows who watches these recordings? I can show you all the stats of the show. I don't care. We need better platforms to get our information out there, and we gotta get people showing up to our stuff, because there's no fucking reason why with 2,200 followers across these 2 Instagrams, nobody's watching live right now. I know that they want to see this live. They need to see this live. So there's something, the word's not getting out somehow, an app that's integrated with a calendar. You can't not get that calendar notification. If all of my Instagram followers were on the app, I wonder how many people were on right now. Be a lot more. All right, I'm going to zip it. Stop talking for a second.
Yeah.
Let me hear.
Well, I was also, thinking about that for a while now because, of course, Facebook and Instagram, they've been, let's say, taken over by the censor freaks, and I feel like eventually there is going to be an alternative platform. Now, I think for us to start one, if we can get a really good app developer, that'd be awesome. That would be huge if we could find a good app developer that can pull that off. Even that, but now finding someone like that's going to be a journey in itself. I would think, but I'm not exactly sure. One thing I also noticed, like for example, Master myself, I can't even, when I go on your profile, it says that I have to be 18, and I guess like when I signed up for Instagram, I didn't put my age as 18.
Really?
I put like 2005, and it says that your profile is restricted.
Yeah, I was looking at
I
your
know
profile.
my whole.
I had a similar thought about your profile. Something I didn't get that, but there was something, I forget what it was, but something fishy looked like, man, this isn't getting out there. This is being suppressed right now.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's interesting because over this whole time period, it's been on and off. It's been consistently shadow banned, or I haven't gotten stories, for views on my stories for months. And Yogi Chris, are you talking? I don't.
Yeah, I'm talking to my Instagram. I muted myself.
Okay. All right. They want to talk over you, but yeah. So it's been interesting, man. I've lost followers. Like I lose followers all the time. I see it. Where I think it unfollows people for me. Like I don't know what's going on, but
it is. That happened to me. Woman confirmed it. She said, I didn't follow you. I had to follow you again. So that's why we need like this app or a platform, or the idea of the IMC TV was a newsletter. We just capture their email to access like the Instagram Live just ended for some reason. Why did they end it? It wasn't an hour.
Wow.
you know, so we need something else. My Zoom isn't going to end, you know, so what do we
Yeah, I
do
think
with
that's
that?
the,
I don't know.
I think
I
the
know the
idea for
CEO of Telegram is working on something with Telegram, so that'd be dope if he could actually pull that off.
Yeah. Sorry, Jordan, what were you saying?
Oh, my bad.
I was just gonna say the app. No worries, no worries. I was just say the app is a great idea. I can definitely see, I know an app developer. Well, he's studying code and whatnot, and it's probably just an idea. He's supposed to be building my website, so
Supposed to be. That's not a good start. Is it? How far along is he?
yeah,
How long
that's
have you
the
been going
question.
on that? Yeah, if we just get a good app developer, we get on Fiverr. We get on Fiverr and look up app developers and see what we can get in India for like $500. I'll bet we could get a dope app. And
Yeah, for sure.
we just give them the specs, half now, half later.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start this live again. That's lame, dude, that they would just end it like that.
Yeah. Or even like, or I heard you even say, Chris, you were saying like Frank White has the forum that
Yeah, but I don't want
Wally built, but that thing is like confusing, man.
it's archaic. It's like a
Like,
primitive form of Facebook. I don't want a forum. I don't want to be a bunch of fucking
Yeah.
circle jerk sausage fest. I want an app that girls can come to, that it looks attractive, that all my buddies are on, that they can get access to this information, but through a bunch of different perspectives. And then there's paid level stuff that you can
Yeah.
go behind and buy and build a community. And then you still use, all your social media to attract people. You could get them on your newsletter or whatever, but you get them because I think that's just what it takes to get to the next level. We're in the level now where it's going to be a bunch of guys competing for it. Jordan, tomorrow, are you smoking? Fucking stoner. I'm going to fucking light up. So look at this. Perfect. This is perfect, everybody. A
Very
perfect spliff. Do you see the cylindrical, geometrical, the mathematics?
Might have to put it a little closer to the camera, man. There you go.
It's a little
Very
blurry when it's that close. Maybe
Yeah, it
it's
looks like
in the light. Because it's a focus camera, so it's focusing
nice.
on me behind it. Okay, that's
Wow.
enough of that. There's always going to be there's competition, right? There's AZD, and then there's me, the guys at the base, some of the top beasts, everybody that's been around. Then there's like the next level of beasts. Then there's like the new beasts. Then there's like the newbies, not the new beasts, the newbies. Then there's the guys that are just on Lion's Den. And then there's the guys that are like flirting with like there's levels to this stuff. As it grows, people come up, people drop out. But there's at level 2, 3, 4, 5, there's multiple people. So there's competition for clients, for people to follow me, for girls. And that's unavoidable. That's where we got to work out our ethics. But that only happens by diving into it, getting dirty. And not in that way, but like dirty, like soil, get in the mud. And also realizing that we have a unique voice that certain people will follow just because it's us. And when we demand loyalty, then we get it. And we get betrayed, but we also get loyalty also. So, we carve out our audience. Most people will follow AZD. And that's just what it is. So you have your personal private trade, what you do, that AZD is not doing that. And you'll always have your people that do that. And that's just what it is. The women that follow me don't follow AZD. They don't.
Mm.
And I correct them if they do, if I want to.
How does that? Nice. Do you ever tell them about AZD? I feel like you have to in a sense. So how do you handle that?
Well, what am I telling them in particular? Just what am I telling them?
Yeah, no, AZD. Like, if it ever comes that they don't follow him, you mean like on Instagram, or you just mean like in general?
I'm sorry, you're asking me what I mean by, but I keep mishearing, like, what I mean by what? Like, what did I say that you're asking me what I mean?
Yeah, you confused me with all those what I means now. Um,
Yeah, you're asking me
You
what
were
did you mean
saying-
by whatever, and I didn't hear the thing that you're asking me about. What did I say that you're asking me what I meant by?
oh, but you said your women don't follow AZD.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So they don't follow him on Instagram, or what do you mean by they don't
At
follow
all.
him? Yeah.
Yeah, at all.
So
One of the
what do you
girls,
say?
one of the girls that I'm most likely following follows his professional profile.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I misspoke. That I'm lightly involved with. I'm not following her at all. But I guess I'm following her like I'm following her movements. I corrected her fucking post about she posted some hoe on her story, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I commented on it. I like hearted something. The next story was like some hoe dancing with nothing or something like that. I forget what that was. And I was like, this is trash. Oh, because she posted on it. It was a girl like pole dancing with underwear or something. I was like, this is trash. You're better than that. Blah, blah, blah. So she follows his official profile. And yeah, I mean, I've corrected him. I say, no, don't follow him. If you follow him, then we're not talking. And, you don't follow him. You don't comment. You don't follow any of my friends. I've had to correct like 2 of them. Like, do you want me to unfollow? Well, I mean, why did you follow him? Well, they'll say, well, because I saw that you tagged him. Yeah, but why did you follow him?
Right.
Well, I mean, he's your friend. And he's like, well, why? You got to reason it to me. Why? And then it goes down to there's no reason. So why? Because that's the behavior of someone that would blah, 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 do this. And then I break out sperm wars. And then they are always like, I'm not that kind of girl. And I'm like, fuck what kind of girl you think you are. I know more about women than you do because I study them. And
Nice.
That's the behavior of somebody that's not you. You're not that. You're right. You're not that girl. That's the behavior of a girl that does that. You're not that girl. So don't behave like that. Okay. I'm educating you. You got to not do that. And then they don't say his name. I don't like them to say his name at all. So they just refer to him as my teacher if they have to.
Nice. Makes sense.
And
Hey,
that's
Chris, can I say something?
Yeah. Go ahead, Miguel. You got to come to a Beast Camp though. This is Beast Talk, but you're in phase 1. You're on Lions Den, and you got a relationship of 17 years, and you just gave a huge shout out to AZD and Lions Den. So yes, go ahead. What's up, Miguel?
Yo, I don't want to look like the weird guy that always in Zoom and don't say nothing. I don't know, but
Well, nobody knows you're on because on the recording, it's just the speaker gets recorded. So us on live, we know who you are because we're on Lions Den. So right.
no, I just
Guy
want
with
to say
4
that.
first names, right? We all know Miguel Pau, Miguel Omar Rodriguez.
No, you can call me El Bori.
El Boy.
El Bori or Boricua. That's it.
It's going to be difficult to remember. For me, I don't remember Spanish names as well, but I'll try. El Boy.
El Bori. We are Bori.
El
At the
Bori.
end of his name.
Huh?
El Bori.
Yeah.
Fun too.
Yeah, that is short for Boricua. That was the first name that Puerto Rico had when the Indians had before the Spanish came. That was the name of the island, Borinque.
Borique.
Yeah.
El Boriga. El Bori. El Bori.
I just wanna add something that is this process is getting weird and weird. I don't know, it's getting powerful. I'm blocking bitches in Instagram and shit.
Yes.
For some that I don't know. I'm feeling very fucking good
Good.
about this process. Yeah.
Good. What happens will be hiccups. Hiccups will happen. And AZD taught me to always look at the opposite. When you're doing good, look negative. Hiccups will happen because you'll get so powerful and confident, you'll start to express some of the negativity that you had in you that wasn't expressing because you were more quiet, more reserved. So
Yeah, I know.
more of your negativity come out, and that is when you might destruct a little bit because you'll respond to the negativity internally by going negative. And so that's that. Just be aware that that happens. Never stop the process. Keep doing the process.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Very welcome, brother. You're going to unlock a lot. I realized yesterday teaching DC, who's 18, I'm almost twice his age. I think you're older also. So I realized in teaching him what I was explaining about meditation was I was so much older than him. I had so many more impressions in my mind than he did. I had
Oh,
so
yeah?
much more in my mind than he did.
Oh, wow.
And it's not invalidating him. It's
Mhm.
more is unconscious in me. I have to do something else. I have to do something more, or it's just a little different. I saw a difference in the age of the mind on the subject, you know?
Oh, okay.
And so if you have an older mind, you've been in a relationship a long time, there's a lot there that hasn't been properly addressed when it happened.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of change because I met her when I was 15. She was 23 at the time.
Wow.
That was, yeah, that was crazy, man. But
Seriously.
that was a stupid move. That was a stupid move because
Wow.
I got out of my house like 16. I was like 16 years old, and she was demanding something that I wasn't. I was a kid. I just want to play and do stupid shit.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. And I just, yeah, it's a good thing that I'm lying then right now.
For sure. And if you come to the Beast Camp this month, it's going to be incredible because it's going to be, and I know it says my internet connection's unstable. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. No.
Yeah, you
coming back.
don't move.
Am I
for
coming
some
back?
reason.
Am I
It's
frozen? Is it moving now?
Yeah.
You're frozen. I can hear you though.
Damn it. I think the Instagram, they're now hacking my internet, you see, and they're hacking my Zoom. Man, that's great. Man, I was going to say something really great on what you just said. El Bori. You know, oh yes, I remember. You know, you bring order to it, and you just keep bringing order to it, and it's just a nonstop process, daily cycle of bringing order to your life to create the life you want. It just takes putting all the pieces together that create the effects that create the next. You know, you just keep causing the effects in micro steps towards your goal, bringing order to your ecosystem. And then you're in the right tribe because we emphasize the relationship and the social dynamic because that gets lost in the pursuit of success. And, you know, and then these are some of the ethical, I don't even know what to say about it really. It's high level. It's just there are elements of our character that we're also bringing up to the level of, you know, so it's an amazing thing really that's happening. I think there's a part of all of us awakening as we interact with each other. We see us in each other, and it reinforces, and it's possible to be led astray by each other. That's something you'll see with IMC TV. As a bunch of people are streaming, they'll slightly bend the teachings, and like that, like a Malachi, if you remember Malachi, there will be more of those. And people that have sensitive push buttons, so they are actually engrammatic, or they have insanity slightly, just meaning they get offended. Like I say Black Lives Matters and they can't handle that. And that's Aikido. And, you know, so there'll be those that happen along the way, but then there'll be those that maybe that happens too, and they evolve through it and stick around like me. More and more. How many of those did I have? Do I still have? So
how many years do you been in IMC or knowing Arash?
I've known Arash since my birthday, 2015. It's about 5.5 years. That's when I first met him.
Oh wow.
And that's really, I think, when it super started. He started favoring me then. I bought the one-on-one. I was on a call with Malachi, and he kept coming in and out the room. He did his sales thing. I knew he was selling me as it's happening. It's how I would imagine a girl knows you're seducing her, but likes it and wants it to happen. He was selling me, going in and out the room, texting some girl, you got to come here, you got to come here, you got to see this, blah, 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 blah. And I did it. I did the exchange right then. I'm in Florida, buy the plane ticket, go. It's like 4 days from when I buy it, right? It's a bigger exchange than all these beast camps. And this is 5.5 years ago. And he wasn't doing regular events. So it's not like there was a lot of social proof for this kind of thing. Like right now we have 14 guys come live, and the guys that live here, with 20 guys in this house last time. That's a lot of social proof for a live event. When you do that for like 12 months in a row, there's a lot of guys on the process willing to go through that. But I paid more than all of them for just me without any social proof because I wanted it. And so I went, it was powerful. I went to another event like 3 weeks later in Los Angeles. He was speaking there, and I noticed he favored me somehow in speech to a big audience. And Yogi Chris, blah, 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 blah. Just met me. And then I did another kind of one-on-one. It was 2-on-1. Mike Maley was there. And he's another guy from San Jose, but he dropped off because of out ethics. And so it was 4 days of training, but just us two. And we were both yoga teachers. So it was sweet. And so then he began to really favor me. I noticed. It wasn't a lot, but it was just like shout outs here and there. When it was like a compliment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was creating something. Probably in a similar way, I saw something in him that was just like, I probably saw something in me. And he was bringing it out by speaking to that part of me. He taught me the tech of what he did to me. And I'm aware enough and smart enough and humble enough and everything enough to accept it and move forward and risk applying it and risk everything, really. What didn't I risk? I emptied every account. I did everything I could. There's still more to do. Why? Because I'm sure something I've carried with me for 5 or 6 years. I haven't lost everything yet. But maybe I don't need to. Maybe willingness to was enough because I was willing to. I don't know what I wouldn't. You know, I lost all my hair and tattooed his name on my body. So like what else? Like, so that's how long I've been knowing him. And then there were more events that came. I got my first AZD tattoo was the Infinity, was like April or May of the next year. I was at a Vince Kelvin event. He was doing all these events with Vince. I had done a one-on-one with him that year in January in Vegas. So right after I met him, the third event I did was initiation, 7 days with Vince Kelvin. 3 of those days were in the city with 3 or 4 of those days with Arash was there. He had a beard, bunch of girlfriends. And that was powerful. I did another one-on-one with him. He gave me the symbol that this is tattooed on my neck right here was a jewel that's part of a bigger piece that he gave me a visual that was like, what do you see? And I saw that. And he's like, that's like your anchor for that image, for that self-image, that power thing. It's like a genie almost, but better. And it's like a god of war, but if you were like a genie, but like way cooler, almost like a combat character, sort of.
That's pretty cool.
It was hella cool, but he didn't give me that. He just said the words that I created that. And then I have a symbol that means to that. And for me, and I just told it to you a little bit. So that was then I didn't do another event with him for a while because I was on the East Coast. I'm doing a PhD. I got no money. Flying is expensive. Like, shit, man. I got nobody supporting me I mean, I have support, but like nobody, IMC. I'm trying to make it by myself in a college town. Like I didn't have any IMC brothers teaching yoga. I'm ruining relationships, you know, trying to boss up on them. And so I met in New York with this boot camp with Vince. It was dope, actually. His boot camps were dope. Especially in fucking Manhattan, man. Times Square, dude. That was quite a thing. So I got this tattoo and I got a piercing, but I lost the ring. And I think I got 2 tattoos. I forget what the other one was. Anyway, I posted about it. It was from an AZD lecture. I might have tagged him or said, I gave him, you know, I somehow let him know on the post that like, hey, look at this tattoo I got. It's just like AZD when he made this gesture. And that's when he texted me about starting the Silent Flute, which is my program. And I did more trainings with him. I could almost count the events, talk the events through, really. But I didn't start the Silent Flute for another year. And then many things happened along the way. Many things have happened. Sharing hotel rooms. Not really. I mean, I would be in there or he'd be in there. Sharing, well, being in the hotel room when he's seducing new women. You know, lectures with the girlfriends are there. You know, police pulling me over while I'm on the phone with him. You know, a guy almost went up to stab him one time. Guy tried to fight him this time. All kinds of things. Gangsters coming around. You know, women, lots of different.
No, you're a soldier.
Man, he's
Right.
sort of, I mean, he's just a guy. He's just a guy that's, you know, pushed and pulled his environment through intentional communication, you know, created, put a lot of order there, accumulated a lot of order and creation in his local environment. And so part of that is you want to be where you're going to stay. But then also you don't want to miss out on the experience of and the skill set. That's why you should base up and be willing to move to base up, because it's temporary. You got the rest of your life to accumulate your dream life. You know, but the ability to expand and resonate with brothers and maybe be favored by AZD. I mean, absolutely you would be. And then you know, it's just the next level opens up. I don't know what it would be like basing without AZD. I get that. I get that the guys are hesitant. I get that the guys are waiting for us to leave. I get that the guys want a bigger house. I get that they want to live in this city also. And possibly all things are possible. But also there's just a stalling. There's a stalling as if you couldn't just change your mind anyway if you based up. It's to say you couldn't get out of it. Just get creative with it if it's worth it. Like anything's possible, but there's, you know, there's that. So that's the next level. You also got to leverage all your people and everybody you know to get involved, because if they're not with you, they're against you, and you need to clean it out and build and express your creativeness. You got to improve your body, improve your communication and your enunciation and your pronunciation and your speech. And just keep going, man, because it's like traveling to the stars, or it's like traveling to the giant mountain, or it's like walking to the huge skyscraper. As soon as you start walking, then you begin to realize how far it really is. It just looked close. You got to start and you got to keep going. And there's just no other way, because I see the path and it's just what it is. Like that. You just got to measure it up, you know. A lot of people, it's not worth it to them, but that's because they're not worth it to them.
I got a question. Do you live over there?
Yeah, man.
Or you just staying?
Yeah, man. I'm on the lease.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was something temporary.
Well, no, it's as permanent as a lease is.
That's pretty cool, man.
Man, do you want to come to Beast Camp this month? Jordan Amari's coming. Freedom Rangers.
Man, because I've just recently came over here. I just want to get an apartment first.
That's true.
Got my shit together.
That's true. Where are you staying? You staying with your girl?
No, with her sister.
Right on, right on. Yeah, get your shit in order, man, for sure. And
Yeah.
You got a job?
Not right now.
Oh man, we gotta
just make it
New York
happen.
City.
For
I
some
guess
reason, I don't
everybody's
know.
trying. Man.
Yeah,
Go to a temp
Just make
agency.
it happen.
What did you say, Freedom Ranger?
Huh?
Go to a temp agency. It's way easier to get a job, and like if you want to switch it up, it's way easier. You know.
Yeah, so go to
Dude,
a temp agency.
Me and Adrian and Trent, we
There we go.
were, I mean, we supplied pretty much, but if everything goes well, we're gonna be training or helping train the border patrol.
Well, there you go.
And it was like a 30-minute conversation. And like they have the bbest jobs. I got hired for Tesla within 30 minutes.
That's right. So Johnny Freedom's in Roswell, New Mexico. El Bori, is that it? El Bori.
Yeah, Miguel. It's better for you, Miguel.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's better
I'm
for you,
white.
better for you.
I'm hella white, dude. I'm as white as they come.
Bro, if you see Puerto Rico, most of them are white.
Oh, really?
People think that Puerto Rico is all white. No. Look at me. Do I look like white?
Yeah, like a kind of a greenish olive color, like Yoshi or something.
What?
Right? I don't know. Maybe it's the screen.
You high?
Green light coming in here. Let me change this color. Maybe it's the green light. No. Yeah. Yeah, Yoshi. I don't know if you know who Yoshi is. Yoshi from Mario.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway.
Probably the weight. Probably the weight.
Well, maybe like give it 3 or 4 more months of beasting. Maybe you'll turn into Bowser. You know.
Get the.
So anyway, so go to temp agencies. There's probably 1 billion of those in New York, and just temp. If you haven't done that, that's what Johnny Freedom's suggesting. Temp. I don't know. Look it up. Temp agency. You'll figure it out. I'm sure. Or ask Johnny. What's up?
Can you repeat the name again?
TEMP. Temp, like temporary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, or just Google temp agency. If that doesn't work, Google staffing agency. And basically, that's their job is to find you a job, basically.
All
And
right.
it's more
Right on.
temporary if you want to switch things up, you know?
Staffing agency, temp agency. So look those up local to you, and you'll probably get something local there. Right on. Cool, man. I can imagine.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Well, you're welcome, brother. Thank you, Johnny. What are we going to do with forex, man? Are we going to start a big, massive IMC trading fund account, like, you know, forex retirement IMC, something like that? Is that too far fetched? Are you making money? Are you guys any good at it? That's what it's going to come down to. Jason's shaking his head. Nah.
I dipped in it. No luck. And ironically, I just watched the video, I think yesterday or earlier today, about this man and this woman that lost 300 grand. They were 300 grand in debt because the fucking husband couldn't stop trading for it.
Damn.
Like,
Well,
fuck, not
it's
my
just
cup of
money.
tea.
It's just money. It's just debt. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck her. She should. I mean, that's what she gets. Honestly, good for him. Good for fucking him. I'm proud of him. Good for him. I hope she leaves him and takes half that debt. She would have gotten half the profits if he fucking made it. Fuck her complaints. Fucking bitch. She would have taken half the profits, and you know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking complaining. Now, it might just be a story. Maybe she wasn't complaining at all, and they just made up a story. So if that in that case, bless her golden heart. Good woman sticking by her man. He'll fucking make it back, maybe. Who knows? You never know. I've seen people gamble and make it back.
So are there a lot of guys in Lions Den or something that's in the forex?
Come again? There's like 7 or 8 guys I got with forex. I can tell you the names, but Mr. Damari, as CFO of IMC Forex Trading Company, what's the outlook here? Be real with me, man. Be real, because we're talking about people's money, retirement accounts.
Yeah. There's a bright future. There's a very bright future. I think it's a matter of, you know, us getting together, all the IMC guys, and you know, brainstorming. It's something that I've been studying for the last 5 years, and over that time, I've grown in that knowledge very deeply, to where it's a matter of relaying, you know, just the message, really. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's patterns and there's levels to the markets. You know, every single market, not just forex, but every single market. So over time, I think that's what it's going to come down to, just delivering that message and explaining, putting words to everything that the patterns will show you, and being able to do that effectively. You know, I think just like everything else that happens with Lions Den or IMC Nation, we all collectively grow through, you know, so that conversation, and coming through that, you know, that understanding through that conversation, well, I think will clear up a lot. So I'm excited for the future of IMC forex, or whatever it is that you call it. I like that. I like the name though.
Yeah, man. 5 years, bro. You could probably teach it, bro. Like, because I know like there's patterns and different nuances to it. You know, like I said, I got into it, but I wasn't really committed.
Yeah.
So I just bought the courses, went through them, and didn't commit.
Well, that's what we would
But
do.
yeah,
Like,
fuck, man.
I would just lead it. I would be the leader, and at least in the beginning, and then you guys could mastermind, think tank it, put out a newsletter of your tips for that month. This is our investment strategies for this month, and then you guys do the shit that you do. We could have a show once a month that we invite people to this think tank mastermind. We put out the notes for the show. Here's the tips. People join the newsletter for that. And from there, once it grows, then you sell something, you know. But really the money is going to come from make the money, and then you can make a second stream of income making money on how you made money.
Right. Yeah, I think that the first objective then would be just forming a group of you know, everybody together.
Yeah, man. I was just looking. There was like 11 people, I think. I could tell you. Let's see. We got Derek Rodriguez. He's a bit strange. We'll see if he comes around. I don't know. He says he's on Lions Den.
What the fuck? He's still around?
I think he might be. I don't know. Then we have Breeding Ground Essex. He's dabbling. I don't know if he might be making some. Aldo Carrillo, I doubt. But maybe he talks the talk but consistently. Just, I don't know how much he's making. Aiden Gottby Flauros from Canada. I think he's been doing it a while. Eros Guzman, he did messengers. He's trustworthy. I don't know how good he is at it. Mullen, he's not come around. He's not loyal to AZD, but I think he's good at it. But he's in Arizona too. And Lorenzo, he's not loyal to AZD, but he's been around. He's watched like video blogs and stuff. Mr. Damari and Drew Hadsel, who's loyal and reliable. And Mike Costa, who's a goofball, but I think I think it would be good for him actually, and ultimately good for everybody if he stuck it out.
Yeah, for sure. I think well, Troy said that he was on Lions Den as well. I was surprised by that because I remember him saying that as a part of what he does.
Troy,
oh yeah.
Troy
the Rhino, he said that's what he does. Like that's his shit.
Yeah, so also Troy is in Forex. I forgot to mark that. There's probably a few guys I forgot to mark. So I can invite you all, and then I can put a shout out to well, let me write this down. And then I can put a shout out to anybody about you know, who's into Forex.
You
know. So there's that, and then I want to do the base meeting, base strategy session, how to start a base. And I'm only inviting the people that have done beast camps, at least one beast camp. And
Jordan, oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
No, I wanted to ask because I forgot who I heard it from, but you guys were pretty close. Or had a good number of people ready to start a base in Arizona.
Who, Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan.
No, that was a conversation that we were having. I think we're gonna meet tomorrow night as well. Johnny Ranger. So the group is right now Johnny Ranger, Adrian, Trent, DC, and Shamir and myself. We were the ones that were in conversation about, you know, creating one. So they have basically, I mean, Johnny Ranger, are you there right now, brother?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So him and Adrian are already in New Mexico at this moment, so they have a base there. But we already have established like just meeting every single Wednesday. That was DC's idea. So we're gonna meet every single Wednesday, and then from there, just plan out, how we're gonna create the one in Arizona as well. So base New Mexico is basically in formation, and then Arizona is the next step. So
Yeah, I think it was DC that reached out to me because, man, I am looking for a new start, man. I've been wanting to. I've been in Houston my whole life.
Just do it,
and
dude. You would love Phoenix if you went to Phoenix, and Joan is willing to move, and Joan would go to Phoenix. I'll bet someone from LA might even come out, and I think there's overflow in Roswell, so maybe DC or Shamir would go to whoever's the overflow. If there was one extra guy, and then go to Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm thinking Shamir's probably going to want to go to Phoenix. That's my feeling.
There you go. And they're fighters there, right? The Roswell, New Mexico, they're lovers, they're wizards.
Yeah.
They're dangerous like that.
Right.
Right. So
we're going to be training the Border Patrol.
There you go, man. That's different. Guys with guns, you know what I'm saying? So so that's really cool, man, because I like Houston too. And then, we could have like our own little highway system here, road to San Jose. You stop on this tour or whatever, because I would ultimately organize yoga events in the cities where these bases were. And so we have girls, we have yoga you go to, we have a lot of social proof, we have outside event going on, we have a beast camp that we can do at the same time or the following weekend. So it's a month in a city, and then I go back to my nomadic, wandering, sannyasi, yogi monk lifestyle once a month. Return to a place once or twice a year, maybe once a weekend. Just fly to San Jose because all these bases are in major cities anyway, so it's easy flight. And I got apprentices managing most of the tech for me, girlfriends in cities, or they travel with me, building up to the next level because I'm running retreats too. So people fly in. You can manage a lot of people's communication lines. Johnny Ranger did some road touring with me. A lot of work gets done when someone else is driving. If there were two people in the car or van or RV or whatever, it's amazing how much work gets done. So much production, the travel can become a vacation then. It can't when it's just me driving.
Makes sense.
And now everybody's available.
Hey, Chris, I have an idea
to do that. Yeah. Come on.
Part of me, I wish I had just like $1 million, but I mean, I don't. But part of me just wants to, whenever I get this, there's going to be another like petition season where there's going to be a lot of money, easy money for IMC guys to make. And man, I just want to I'm thinking about just like next time, just like by myself, just like starting 3 new bases and getting motherfuckers on there, like just get this shit jump started already, That's how I feel.
Just have a mobile base. You literally have a mobile base where you're just 2 months here, 6 weeks here, 4 weeks there. Because if you have 3 guys with you, you just rent a big house wherever you go.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the story Johnny Appleseed?
You would make so much money, dude. You guys would make so much money because you'd have a crew. You wouldn't have to ward off so much negativity because you'd be in a positive environment. You could be loud. You could beast. You can't do that when you're renting rooms and whatever, one off.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, man, I just want to see more bases, man. That would be so fucking awesome, dude. I don't know what do you think is like the main what do you think is like the hesitation point for most people? Is it that they just want to be with Arash or what?
Well, I can guess, and then I would ask Jason and Damari. I'll pass it off. So I'm gonna guess. I want to hear theirs first, actually. There it is.
Well,
Wait, did you see that?
Safe.
Did you see that? What just happened? That was it.
Cool,
you see how I didn't want to go first? You see how nobody really wanted to go first?
Oh.
That was it. So the reason why is because it's a risk. You might fail. People are going to get to know you. It's embarrassing. It hurt as a kid when people got to know you.
Yeah.
People are going to judge what you're doing. My mom asked me, why are you eating raw meat? I said, because it's savage. Well, she said, well, that's just absurd. My dad's in the background like, you asked.
Nice.
Right?
That's awesome.
Because it's cool. Because she's just a girl.
Yeah.
She's my mom, though. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Because obviously she's my mom, right? So we could talk forever, guys. This is like what a base is like. One of the most difficult thing about a base is getting to work.
You said getting to work?
Getting to work. Get to work, man.
Work, yeah. Yeah.
You know? So what are we creating? What are we creating? We got to put our communication lines out there, get an IMC TV app going. So this group, let's see. We got the forex group, we got the base group. So more work for me. Let me put together some emails, send it out to guys, see who registers for this thing. I'm going to make it a registration thing. I'll just send out a mass email right now. Make it happen. Encourage people. Maybe talk about it on Lines Den. Be like, Yogi Chris started this group. This thing's happening, blah, blah, blah. Anybody interested, send me a message. Jordan Amara, you lead the one. Jason Phillips, lead the base. So if anybody wants to come to the base meeting, get a hold of Jason Phillips. So you guys speak up. Yeah, I got to win. We're starting a base meeting and this and that. And that'll help, you know. And then I'll get you the link. You could post a link on the Zoom call. Like if you want to register to come to this meeting and see us talk about it. You know.
By the way, I also have another thing to point out. I mean, I know there's a lot of IMC guys from outside of the country, and with Joe Biden, you know, I think it would be easy pickings to just get them all in here. You know.
Well, I mean, come to the meeting, throw that in. You know, this is maybe be a little bit of chaos. Hopefully, I can lead. I think I can. I'm pretty good. My dad was trained a lot of military men, and he was very successful at it. So I did it so long. He only stopped because he had 3 spinal breakages. So went to a desk job at NSA, which is why he got so fast red pilled. When I sent him QAnon was built by NSA, and then I think it pieced something together for him that because they're so compartmentalized, they don't know what the whole big picture is. They just know what they're doing. And so he probably saw something that because he jumped off the waterfall, like he just went. And so we got Viking Terror on. So let's see. I'll make the meeting. I'll send the email out to the qualified Beast Camp guys. Get people registered. You may or may not want to do the shout out. If you're interested in that, just send me a message tomorrow during Lines Den or whatever, if you remember, and I can give you the link for it. I'll also send out an email to the 8 4X guys. If I have their email, and I think I do. And then Jordan, if you want to say anything about that or whatever, we could just go with us, the guys that I know about already for the first one, maybe. And we'll do those meetings. Today is Tuesday, so the forex meeting, when should we do that? The base meeting, when should we do that, Jason?
Well, if I was to pick any day of the week, because I can do any day, I get off pretty early. Except Thursday, because I have fucking Toastmasters.
That's funny. I was going to suggest Thursday. That's so funny. You said any day but Thursday.
So Friday.
I was going to say Thursday, actually.
Okay, let's do Friday.
Yeah,
let's do Friday. We'll do, man, I need to do a base one. I need to do another base one live at one of these days. Maybe when we're boxing or something. If we box. Okay, so Friday, we don't want to do it too late or too early. I don't do a show on Friday, so what about just like 5 p.m. Friday? 5 p.m. Pacific.
That'll be Eastern time. I mean Pacific time.
Yeah.
So 5, that'll be 3 for me. That'll give me because I get off work at 2:30. 5 is 3 p.m. for me. So that give me 30 minutes
No,
to
no,
get
no. You went
ready.
the wrong direction with it. 5 p.m. Pacific for me is 7 p.m. for you.
Oh shit. Yeah,
It's
you're right.
podcast time. Podcast lecture time for me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 is good.
Is it too late? It's a Friday. I know it's open some places of the world. It's closed here.
Yeah, no, Friday is, I mean, that's fine for me.
I was gonna say 5:30 maybe.
Why?
5:30 is fine as
I get
well.
off at 5 your time.
You get off at 5:30 my time?
I get off at 5 your time, so I'm saying 30 minutes just for lapse over till I get home.
Uh-huh. What time is Toastmasters on Thursday?
Toastmasters is 5:30 my time, so that'll be 3:30
Until
your
when?
time. Until I'm in 2 clubs, but I might skip one. I'm
No,
fucking
don't
getting
do
tired of that shit.
No, dude, do it.
Let me see. So it's 5:30 to 7:30 for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, what time do you get home?
Shit, everything's from home.
Oh, okay. So let's do it then Thursday
online.
after. Let me do it Thursday after Science of Spiritual Growth, at 6 p.m. Pacific. So that's 8 p.m. your time,
Okay, yeah, that works.
and it's good. You'll be all warmed up too. So then,
Yeah.
okay. So let me write it down here. If you guys could remind me, make sure I do this. Let's see, Thursday, 6 p.m. This is base meeting. It's just a brainstorming sesh, planting seeds. We don't rush anything, right? It takes time for the tree to grow. And forex meeting, when do we do that? When should that be?
Friday is cool. Or yeah, Friday's cool.
What about Saturday? How do you feel about Saturday?
I work on Saturday night. So if you want to do earlier Saturday, that's fine. Maybe 2 p.m. your time. Is that cool?
Jason, you trying to make it to the forex meeting?
Yeah.
I remember you saying,
I remember like
in your head, like,
yeah, I mean,
I remember this
happening
happening though.
I was half-assed when I first jumped into it, and I wasn't really committed. But I mean, with other IMC guys behind me, I trust Master myself. He's been doing this shit for 5 years. If I had direction, like that's what I was missing when I was doing it. Like AZD is our mentor in communication. I needed a mentor in forex, like just reading and shit. I couldn't really get into it. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, I may apprentice you to learn how to host these meetings on Zoom and whatever, so I don't have to do it, and that'll be like the exchange for that.
Hey, I need to learn that shit anyway because I need to get my podcast on.
There you go. Because I'm sure you're going to be a part of IMC TV app, so we're going to be working together anyway. So you just got to do what I do anyway. So, all right. So the forex was Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific. You said?
Yes, sir.
Forex Sat 2 p.m. All right. And all right. So to anybody that's on, one of my phones died. My name is Spencer. He's in Lion's Den, but he won't be coming to camps. But there's a Beast camp this month. You should come to this camp. This is phase 2. But he's a professional pilot. Actually, I want him to come because he's such a high level guy. I'm like, dude, we need another pilot. The last pilot was he. You know what I'm saying? He got his beads and just flew away with them and found Jesus again or something. So, we need a cool pilot that can take us to Tahiti if a nuclear thing happened. IMC, Team IMC at, base Utah in the future. We need a pilot.
It's true.
So, someone, and we can have a jet.
Yeah.
We'll have a jet for you. With all kinds of, exotic interior. Goes real fast. And yeah. Okay. Well, so what are you guys thinking? Any other input before we end this?
Is the base meeting? Oh,
go ahead.
You go first.
Yeah, mine was quick. Chris, I had sent you a video on Messenger. You said that'll be a good video to repost.
On
Where was
Messenger?
you referring to?
On Facebook Messenger?
Facebook
Oh,
Messenger.
that would be a good video to screen capture and post.
Yeah, do you think I should post like to Instagram or like where?
Yeah, you could do it as an IGTV on Instagram, or just capture the most compelling minute and post it. Or you could post clips of it. It's going to be dangerous, so don't hashtag too much. Really, don't even hashtag at all.
I wasn't gonna hashtag
People
because I
will share
know for sure if they see that shit, I'm gonna be fucking banned. But I don't have a big fucking audience anyway. So
Yeah, so people will share it, and your shit will go viral, but you don't have to tag it because that's how they find you.
yeah,
And if they find you anyway, then I mean, it's shitty to be shadow banned. But like you said, you don't have a big following, so if you started a new one, it'd be real fast right back to where it was. That's what I did with my third profile, and then they unbanned me. But that's what I did, the third profile. It's exact, and it was working fine. It took a little effort, so that's the risk is less. They'd have to start banning my second profiles, which they haven't done yet. But so then you'd get really motivated for IMC TV. So that's all it is. There's a win no matter how you look at it. So don't even worry about it.
all right. I mean, there's more fucking good than harm anyway. I don't give a fuck. Man.
Check this
People
out.
need to see that shit.
So nobody's on the Instagram Live, and then all of a sudden 3 people join the Instagram Live. So how does that happen? That's called a notification. They got notified. Why weren't they notified? Why was it at 0 forever? Like 1 or 2 people on. That's weird. Why don't they notify everybody? How do they select who to notify? Where's the algorithm for that? Why are we trying to maintain such big circles where we know what everybody's doing always? There should be levels to this shit. I guess they do have prioritization on Instagram, right? But then they even took that away from AZD. You were not notified. You just saw I was going live. Well, see, that's even weirder then. Because how did 3 people just see I was going live at the same time when it went so long with nobody? It's just because it was literally boom, boom, boom. Like they all popped right there. All of a sudden it was 3. So, that's if you scroll across your screen, I noticed in my smaller profiles, I went because I wouldn't try it with my bigger profiles, but it runs out before it goes through all your followers and it won't load anymore. So there are some that don't get shown to you.
Yeah, for sure. Mine's the same.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the IMC TV idea, which may or may not be born of this project. That's a bigger project, but these 2 projects with the forex, and one of these will probably fail. And maybe not. Then, the IMC TV app, because every base is going to want a channel. Everybody that's at the base is going to want to lead. Everybody's going to have 2 or 3 people following them. And it's in everybody's interest to have this app. And, but it's one of those memes that needs to infect. Right. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This was the longest behavior code and indeed my personal podcast in history. Will it be posted? I don't know. Joan's in charge of this, Joan in DC. So we'll see as they decide. They're the overlords for that. And thanks everybody for the conversation. Os.
Well,